Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel. I've been keeping my eye on the buy, trade, and sell sites and I scored another deal. A very nice lady gave me a free 42-inch LCD TV. Sadly it didn't work, so I'm going to give it a shot and see if I can fix it. After all, as the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And of course, never throw anything out. This is a fairly detailed teardown, so it's taking a bit of time, but you want to hang around because there's some troubleshooting tips and a surprise at the end. Here is a 42-inch TV purchased from Best Buy in 2014, so it's about 6 years old. It's a nice little sharp TV. It has sound but no video. First thing to check in this case is you plug it in, power it up, take a flashlight, and check to see if there actually is an image. In this case, there is. If you press the menu button, you can see it. Let's see if I can get a good shot for you guys. I don't know if you can see that with the glare or not, but there is definitely an image there. That indicates that the back LED strips are gone. It might be a very easy fix, so let's get started. Some kind of magnet or a magnetic tray for mechanics is really good for doing screw captures. Power supply board, control board for the picture, input board, speakers, let's get the meter and start measuring some voltages. First step is to measure our LED voltages. The board is labeled. We've got VLED2 voltage right here. It should be around 40 volts DC. And we've got 42 volts. Okay. VLED 1, same thing, and we're at 42 volts. So it looks like the power supply is fine for serving the power to the LED backlights. Now we just have to look at the backlights. Sadly, I just looked up all the parts and it looks like the LED assembly for this TV is going to be cost prohibitive. I don't think it's justifiable to spend $50 to $100 on parts to get a TV that I can buy brand new for, a couple $100 more. You can probably buy this TV for $50 to $100 used right now. So repairing it's probably not going to be an option, but I'm going to take it apart just to see what's inside, and it might help somebody that's watching this video online. Okay, taking the speaker off, removing the mounting bracket. Turns out there are some very small screws along the bezel. Let's see if I can zoom in to get this. Right here is an example. It looks like a Phillips number 1. There's 1, 2, and it looks like there are 3, 4 on each side and probably on the top and the bottom. So I'll pull them out and come back once they're finished. Bezel assembly just unsnaps after the screws are out. Then we need to unplug these cables and very carefully take these driver boards, flip them over so that when we remove it, we're not going to do any harm to these. These little connectors flip up. Gentle with them, fragile. Just use your thumbnail, pop them up. Careful with the cable, and they just pop out of the way. These little control boards right here are stuck down on the metal, probably for heat sinking, I'm guessing. Real careful and gentle because you don't want to break these. And they just slide off just like that. Time to take the frame of the bezel off. Take your time. If you missed any screws, take them out before you break anything.
Looks like I've got the top. There might be missing one. Nope, got that. Corner's off. Pushing out a little bit as I'm lifting, and that seems to be working. Missed a screw here. Like I said, just take your time. This plastic is very fragile, and you don't want to break it. It looks like I missed one down here. Slow and steady wins the race. Helps if you have fingernails. Board's off. Out of the way, now we have a diffuser. Diffuser typically comes in 2 pieces. You want to keep the 2 pieces together as much as possible, so we'll use some tape. I'm just using regular old masking tape. Blue painter's tape might be better. Again, slow and steady wins the race. Let's see how we can get in here. Captured underneath this plastic clip. I'll be back once I figure this out.
Okay, we're off the tripod to look at these little clips. That's what's holding the plastic frame on. You want to reach in, put your fingernail underneath it and clip it up. There it is.
Plastic clips are all off the frame. Here's the frame. Tweezers next. I'm going to start working on this corner. And I'm going to move over to this corner. Focus. And we're going to move down to this corner. We'll call that good, and we'll move the diffuser. Now we have a reflective background, some kind of a flimsy paper material. The dude is held in right here. It just sits over top of these little metal tabs. Make sure you get all the little tabs up. Take your time. Here's what these little buttons are. Hold on to these little clips. Right here, I'm going to focus. These little clips.
You hit one of the clips under this tape, the wires. The other clip is hidden underneath the power supply board that we have to remove next.
Power supply's out. We now have a black piece of plastic. And here's our clips. Just squeeze them gently with a pair of needle nose, and they should pop right down. There we go. There's our clips out. Reflective paper. And there's our LEDs. Connections are down at this end, and now we're going to use an ohm meter to figure out what we've got going on.
What we're looking at here is the connector to the little LED strip. Take your thumbnail, very gently lift up and push it forward. It's a very, very fine connection. You don't want to break anything here. Slow and steady wins the race. Here we are testing the LEDs. There's a minus and a plus. We take the meter and put it on diode test. Minus to minus, plus, we get it to light up. This TV's had better days. Here's the first fault. There's the seventh. Every row has at least one fault.
With the number of faults on this board, I'm not going to repair it. I am going to harvest the LEDs. However, each one of these is screwed in. So it's going to take a while to get the LEDs out. I'm going to harvest the LEDs and the boards, and then take the rest for recycling. LEDs were not only screwed on, but they were also taped on with double stick tape. Careful use of my Letterman allowed me to get one corner up, and then I just peeled them back. It looks like this is an a copper printed circuit board that these are all attached to. It is flexible, and I'm going to try and repurpose them. I've harvested all the boards, just taking a look at the inside of the back cover. And these patterns seem to indicate to me that this thing was wet at one time.
Here's the pile of stuff that I pulled out of that TV. A couple of speakers, I got the AC cord, all the cables, 3 boards, the diffuser, and 1, 2, 3, 5 of these LED strips. So I'm going to give it a shot and see if I can get these LED strips to work. Tools required: slotted screwdriver, little pry bar, wire cutters, wire stripper, soldering iron, solder, and some blue tack. I'm also using my DMM to measure the diodes. I've got quite a good supply of LEDs, but none that are surface mount that would do what I think we're going to need. I've got some 5mm bright whites. I've got some really bright, but these are quite a bit larger than the originals. I don't think these will solder in place. I'm hoping we can get this on and maybe get this strip running. So let's give it a go.
Got my glasses on so I can see it. Hope you're in focus. So we're going to try and pop off the lens assembly, the diffuser. Okay, there's our LED. This is still kind of sticky, which will make it a little easier. We're going to have to brute force that to get it off, I think, because this is a very large heat sink with all that copper. So now we just want to try and solder this guy in. Little 5mm white LED. Plus side on this is the long lead. So we're going to want it to be on this side. Just take it and bend it 90 degrees. Use some blue tack to hold it in place. Should be about right, like that. A little bit of rosin on there to clean it all up. See if we can get this to go. Not the greatest looking solder, but seems to be stuck. Let's give it a go. Okay, we're going to get a different angle. Got another strip. This LED is bad. Pop off that diffuser. And then we're going to take some solder and see if we can't get that to release. This is kind of destructive testing because I don't really care about this LED module because it's just for testing and fooling around. Okay, we've got a nice clean solder connection there. Throw on a little bit of flux. 5mm white LEDs. I'm going to make the positive goes to the long lead. Your blue tack. And then I'm going to move you just so you can see this. Okay, we should be in focus. We've got our blue tack in. It's going to hold our LED in place while we solder it. Piece of solder. We've already put our rosin on. Flux. We're also using flux cord 6040 solder. This is the way now. We'll give it a test. Got one of these ridiculously small connectors. Came off the TV. I've tinned the leads. Now we're going to plug it into the little LED strip. Connect up our power supply. Negative to black. Red to positive. turn it on. Right there we're showing about 12 volts. I think we're going to need about 30 from the calculation I made. We're starting to see light at about 23. 30 brings it right up. If I can just put this back, you can see the one that I just installed, which is the one on the end, right there. So we got a working LED strip. It takes 30 volts.
Be a little jittery. I'm not using my tripod. I've got the same setup tested for my repair. There is the repair right there. And now we're going to turn on the power. Another working strip.
It's not often I get a chance to use this new meter, so I thought I would try it out. Right now I've got it set up for DC amps. I've got the power supply turned on at 30 volts. I'm now going to plug my meter in and we'll see how much current this takes. About 80 milliamps. So 30 volts at 80 milliamps makes this work.
I'm pretty sure that most people will recognize it. Complete with cobwebs. Oops. This is an HP printer power supply. And it puts out 32 volts at 600 milliamps. I only need 400 milliamps, so this will be more than enough to run the entire strip. It's perfectly rated. What a score. This is in my junk box. Never throw anything away. Become a hoarder. All 5 strips repaired. All connected together. They're now wired in parallel. With that power supply going to this plug. And there we have it, folks. With all the lights off in here, just the strip running, it's pretty bright. I saved the diffuser, and depending on how close you put it will depend on how much the light shines through. Thanks for hanging in to the end. I know this was a little bit long, but it took quite a while to take this TV apart. As you can see, when you take something like this apart, there's lots of valuable parts. You can repurpose them for other things and just have fun doing it. The boards that I've salvaged will likely be used for testing when I get my hot air gun. I don't know anything about hot air soldering, so I'll be doing some experimentation with them. As always, thanks for watching, and I'd really appreciate a thumbs up, and if you could, even a subscribe. Thank you very much.